Burner crew. This is I can't wait for it, and I decided to put together a simple option strategy for you. If you guys are new, or even if you've been doing it for a while and you're having some issues or whatever, uh, I got this strategy from a guy named Richard, who, in my third month looking at the market, he called in and wanted to see what I was, up to at the job I was at, and said afterwards, like I'd love to show you my setup. And we got on the phone, we started talking, and he was a real cool guy, and he's been trading forever. And I mean, he makes plenty of money. He just is always curious of what other people do. And so, anyways, he gave me a setup, and he said, "Look, the options is the safest way that you can trade online." It's like I feel a lot more comfortable showing you how to trade options than I do anything else. Um, but it just takes somebody who wants to actually do the due diligence and kind of learn, these simple steps. I mean, it's not hard. It's just, people have to actually try to do it. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to find a trade, how to make one with options, and then how to back test it in Thinkorswim. And so that way you know that you're on the right path of when you're looking for these. And it's very simple. And once you kind of figure it out, you're going to be like, wow, that's pretty dumb. So, anyways, these are the things you're going to need. You're going to need obviously a stock ticker. I got Apple in here right now. You're going to need it to be on a daily chart, which is right here. If you don't know how to use Thinkorswim and you're thinking about downloading it just to use this strategy and use the back testing, it's free, so you might as well. And then you're going to need a MACD, and it's going to need it set to 813.5 and weighted. Those are the only options you can change on the MACD, so there you go. And then the stochastic RSI, you're going to need that to be 1380.20. Wilders is the thing that you choose for the weight of the lines. Have it set to close, which is automatically set to that anyways, 2153 and simple. And for verifying the results, you're going to need Thinkorswim. And that's it. I mean, of course, you're also going to need a simple understanding of what divergence is, and I'm going to show you how to do all that, so don't stress. We don't look at any other timelines. You just look at the daily, super simple. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try to find some divergence, and then I'm going to show you what that is. Duh. Okay, well, that was pretty simple. It's actually right there in front of my face. This is divergence. So get rid of this line right here. Now, all I want you to do is I just want you to look at this section right here. Okay, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'll share my workspace so that way if you don't want to download and have to set everything, you can just copy mine. I'm going to put a rectangle over this area right here. And I don't think I can put a rectangle over this area right here. Yeah, no. Okay, so I just want you to look straight down from this box into these two boxes here. The top one is the MACD, and the one underneath it is the stochastic RSI. And the most important thing I want you to look at is when you see a down candle like this that makes a lower low compared to all the other candles behind it right here, that makes it a lower low. And so therefore that would be your first point of reference there. And then your second point of reference would be this next big red candle right here that also makes a new lower low in comparison to the other 5 or 6 candles right behind it, And so now, so those are your two lower lows, and then you just look straight down and you line up the lower low of this line on this MACD and the lower low on this stochastic RSI. Okay, so these two are together and they're both down pretty low, right? And so now what I want you to do is you just take your pencil. I want you to draw a line. Oops. Grab the line tool and then draw a line. Well, maybe connecting the lower low from here to here. And I said this red one, but there's actually a wick on this really long green one right here that you can barely see. But either way, the line is exactly the same. And I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it. I'm going to make it solid. Boom. All right, so that's the angle that we're looking at. Is this angle right here. It's going down and to the right. Okay. So now down here on the MACD, we're going to draw a line from this notch on that green line to the notch on that line at the front there. All right, and it happens to just line up with this red candle coming down as well. All right, so those are your 2 points of reference there. And then on the stochastic RSI, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to connect the corners of the two lows there. And that's it. That's all we're worried about. We're not worried about everything else that's going on over here. We don't worry about all that crap over there. We don't worry about any of that stuff. All we're worried about is just that lowest low and the next one after that. This lowest low and, well, it happens to be a higher low here. And there's a reason, that's the reason why I'm showing you this. It's because this, as easy as that might sound, that's divergence. That's all that is. That's just divergence. It's when you have any type of line indicator down here, moving average, that is showing a trend line that's different than what you see up here. And that's called divergence, when it's in the opposite direction of what that is up there. And that's it. Boom, your job is done. I mean, it literally took no time, and I don't think it's always going to be that easy. I mean, I was just completely blind at first and not even see it. So now that we got that knocked out of the way, we have divergence. So check. We have our ticker. Check. Daily chart. Check. That's right there. And if you don't know how to change it, you go to hit that right next to the gear sign up here. And your daily is the one that says 1 year and 1 day right there. It has a D next to it. Okay, now MACD, we've got that down there, and the stochastic RSI. All right, those are all down there. So now, the other thing that you can check out while you're looking at this is, are these mouths? So I've got this green line and a red line here, and the green line is crossing and going up, and the red line is going down. And it looks like if it was like a little snake or an alligator, its mouth is open. And so I can open this up a little bit more so you can see it there. Same thing with this one right here. Mouth is open. So when the mouth is open, the green's on top, that means it's going up. It's very bullish. So that's your second confirmation to this. So divergence, mouth open, with the divergence on both. And so now we're going to go and look at how do we make a trade out of this. All right. So the next thing you want to do is you want to find the last high, right? And so on this, your last intermediate high is the peak that goes up. So you have all these candles that are dropping down. This is your last high. And this is, of course, I'm not saying this one because you're not always going to get your stock to go back up to here. Well, you're just trying to make easy wins, right? So what you do is you look at this is on this movement right here, your last, where your candle is this green one. And then there's this red one here. And we're not going to go there. That's ridiculous. So we're going to go to the last intermediate high. So we follow this up, and then right here, if you draw a trend line across the tops of these candles right here, it's that guy right there that pokes out, or the one that comes up to that line and touches it. And so there's another one there, and there's another one up here. But again, we're just going for the easy one. So we're going to go right here. And so we're going to make a note of this price, which is, last intermediate high is 128.50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write that up here. 128.50, and that was on 3/2. Now, here's the thing, we can't test this one because it hasn't happened yet. But by the time you see this, I can make an update and tell you what the results are, and I can show you what that is. I hadn't thought about that part yet. So that was, what day was this? 3, where did I say 3/2? All right, so 3/2. All right, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna find another one. Okay, I found another one. So if you look right here, actually, let me put a box around it. If you look at this area right there, price action is dropping low, and your lowest low to your last lowest low is this green wick here to this green candle here. Okay, so I'm gonna make that bolder so you can see it. Okay, boom. And then down here, look at this. Oh, where'd it go? That's right here. Stretch this back out. Boom. All right. And this one doesn't really matter as much because I've already got one. As long as I have divergence, it doesn't really matter if I have it on both, but it's there. I can still mark it. So just go from here. Oh my. I don't know where it went. Wow. Okay. So now we got our divergence drawn. Okay. And so you can see this line's going down and these lines are going up. So now what we do is we make note of the time that it ended here, and the price. And so the price was, it's 112.54, and the last intermediate high would be this guy up here, where this indecision is, this long green candle, and where this red candle drops down to, and then also where this big bold red candle begins. It's all the same line. So we're going to draw a price line right there. That's not what I wanted. There. All right.